to SnackFest, everybody. This is an episode that I have been waiting for a long time to do. Super stoked about this one. And it's just a great day to be here. So what are we going to see today, Kendall? Today we're going to see a bunch of recipes that are going to be items, snacks that you guys can make for your New Year's Eve parties as we ring in the new year, praise the Lord. Whether you're having it with friends, family, COVID safe, whatever it may be, we have a bunch of snacks for you today that are going to be delicious, they're going to be awesome, they're going to be fun to make, and they're going to be right here in about 3, 2, I am really good at that timing. So, okay guys, you may say that, Kendall, these look really familiar. Where have I seen these before? I'll tell you where you've seen them before. You have seen them on this channel before, called Holy Poppers. So these are some of my favorite snacks. My family loves them. This is something that we've done multiple times. They're easy to make, they're fun, medium easy to make. But these are actually going to be linked in this video right here. If you're on the tubes, if you're on Facebook, you can go up to the description above and I'll have it titled Holy Poppers. And I'll show you guys how to make this in that video. But this is just another great runner for the contest of some of the best snacks that you guys can have for your New Year's Eve party. For me, I honestly have to say so. On the left we have, or on my left, we have a just a breaded jalapeno popper. All the insides are the same, the jalapenos are the same. It just goes down to the outside that we've changed. And then on the right we have a bacon wrapped one. If we're gonna be honest guys, the bacon wrapped ones are always my favorites. They're a huge hit with my family. Everyone loves them, so if you guys are gonna make something, I'm probably gonna recommend the bacon ones. But if you're a fan of the breaded, by all means, we can go with that route too. As you can see though, we've got the bacon, a little bit of the some of the juice hanging off the bottom. But we've got the bacon one. These guys are fresh out of the oven too. And then we've got the crusted ones, delicious as always. After this episode, I'm gonna chat down on these guys. But with that, once you guys have checked out those videos, card, description, check them out. The video is called Holy Poppers. Once again, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the next recipe, which is gonna blow your socks off with the next couple of recipes. So I keep saying a couple of recipes, and how many times can I say recipes? I don't know, but it's a cooking show, so we're gonna keep doing it anyway. See you guys in a second. Thank you, Chef Kenster, for that introduction. Welcome back to the next recipe, which is going to be a tuna fish roll. So this is actually comes from one of my favorite lunches, but this is something that you can easily make into a snack for a lot of people. So what you're gonna need for this is you're gonna need a white onion, sweet Gherkins pickles. I almost called them little dill pickles, but they're not. Mayonnaise. This is chunk light tuna in water. Yeah, that's right. You get these at Walmart. I mean, you get everything here at Walmart. And then you need some tortillas, and we'll get to that in a second. So, also a huge shout out to Kai Housewares for the awesome knives. They do great work. If you guys are looking for a great set of kitchen knives, Kai Housewares, I believe you can even get them on Amazon. So, just be careful though, they're very sharp, but love these for just using knives for the kitchen. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and fish out one of these pickles. Aha! We got it. So, you're just gonna take this pickle, you're gonna cut the ends off. Now, the thing I will say is that if the end doesn't have like part of the stem on it, then you can actually use it for the recipe. And you're just gonna cut this pickle pretty much in half and then slice it. So we'll do half down the long way, and then just cut it up like so. And then you have a paper towel handy just in case there is a stem on the pickle. It can just depend sometimes when they're bottling them or jarring them or whatever you call it. So now you're going to wipe the knife off, and then you're going to go ahead and grab your onion, and you're just going to do 1 to 2 pickles, depends if you like them. You can do more if you don't, doesn't matter. But then you're going to go ahead and just cut off a piece of the onion. Like it's same as the pickles. If you guys like onion, I love it. So I might use a little bit more than some people. But you're just going to take the onion, and I'm actually going to move this stuff aside so you guys can kind of see what's going on here. This is actually kind of a cute little, like, you can cut on this and it's handy. But you're just going to cut the onion up into thin slices. Think of it like this: you just cut them up to a size that you would be comfortable eating in this. You know what I mean? So you could have bigger pieces, you got smaller pieces. Doesn't really matter. It all goes up to preference. But you're just gonna dice the onions up like that. You kind of make sure they're all on the tray, and then you're just gonna throw them in here. Alrighty, we're gonna set this aside. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the tuna. Just open the package like such. See if I can get this to work a little bit better. There we go. And then you're just gonna put the tuna in here. Now you can also add, if you guys are fans of eggs, you can add a hard-boiled egg. It just puts a little bit more sustenance in the wrap itself, I would say. Here, set all of this stuff to the side. You're gonna wipe off your knife again, and then you're gonna grab a spoon, which I forgot. Of course, I knew I'd forget something. So we'll be right back. And we are back. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna add. This is a little bit larger than a tablespoon, so I would say maybe like 2 tablespoons, roughly. You know, there's no really good measurement. I usually just kind of eyeball it. But pretty much you're just gonna mix all this up. It's just the tuna, the mayonnaise, the onions, and the pickles. Now, I want you guys to look at this. I went to Walmart today to pick up my ingredients. And look at the size of this tortilla. Literally bigger than my face. Almost bigger than my stomach. That's big. So what you guys are gonna do is now you're just gonna take some of the tuna fish and you're just gonna spread it out in a thin line. Obviously, you know, like the thinner you go, the more it can last. It all depends. I'm just gonna put it all on there because, you know, we're just making one of these. And the biggest thing with all these recipes is I'm gonna make a smaller quantity because it's just myself. But if you guys, like, obviously you scale up the recipes for what you need. If you guys are having a big party, then obviously make bigger amounts. But pretty much you're just going to roll this up like such. And then you're just going to just gonna cut it like such, and then, okay, that was a bad example. That one came unraveled. Alright, so this is what we have right here. Obviously, the end unrolled, but we can wrap that up pretty easily. And easy snack number 1. We're gonna go ahead and clear off and move to the next snack. So, snap it. Alrighty guys, so if you are from where I'm from, which I'm from Iowa, you go to a lot of potlucks, different gatherings, and you're gonna see these. If you're not from Iowa, I don't know how often you do see these, but these are the world famous pickle wraps. So pickle wraps are essentially what you've got is you've got a pickle wrapped in cream cheese and a meat. So one of my favorites, this is my favorite lunch meat. It pairs well with the whole combination. It's called budding and it's beef. So if you guys actually look, all you do is you take a slice of the lunch meat, and as always when you're working with cream cheese, whenever you're working with cream cheese, always set it out ahead of time so it can kind of soften up. Otherwise it's going to be a pain in the rear end to work with. So I've had this kind of setting out for a couple minutes while I recorded the other recipes. But we're going to go ahead and open this up. And we're just going to take a pinch of this. So, I mean, just a dab. And it all goes to how much you have of you know, like preference, whatever, you know what I mean? If you have a bigger piece of lunch meat, then you obviously need a bigger piece of cream cheese. But you're just going to kind of take some dabs of this and you're going to spread it all over the place. And the biggest point is to just make sure that it is spread on end to end, at least for 2 of the sides. You know, you think of it like a compass, like north, south, east, west. Then, you know what I mean, north and south need to be spread end to end, just so when it closes, that cream cheese kind of acts like a glue, almost like an envelope. So you're just gonna kind of clean your fingers off real quick. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna flip this inside out, and we're actually gonna use this. So when you're working with pickles, if you haven't ever worked with pickles, or if you haven't ever had a pickle, pickles are submerged in juice. I think it's like actually like vinegar or something like that. Whatever it may be, the pickle juice we're gonna call it, can just be a pain to work with whenever you're trying to get something to close up. So we're just gonna actually wrap this up. We're gonna kind of dry off that pickle. Still gonna be juicy on the inside, but it's gonna take off some of that top juice. It's gonna make it, the cream cheese retain a glue-like kind of consistency. And once you've done that, you're just gonna set that in the center. I set that the wrong way. And then you're just gonna wrap it up. And of course the pickle is bigger than the lunch meat, but you're just gonna wrap it up, and then you're just gonna cut it up and down, and I will actually grab a knife and we will do that right now. So also be warned, you know, don't fall into this trap, folks. Find some small pickles. I mean, these are obviously larger than normal pickles. Once again, Kai Housewares, great knives. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually, to compensation, is we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna grab another one of these, and we're going to do the same. We're gonna move the pickle off to the side, and we're just gonna kind of fill that down with cream cheese, just enough to make it so it works. Okay, and now we're just gonna go ahead and wrap that on the other half of the pickle. And like I said, you know, the cream cheese is going to kind of act as a, almost as a, I mean, this is, you're wrapping it. It's a pickle wrap. You're wrapping the pickle. But so you're going to get that finished up, and then you're just going to cut it like such into smaller bites. And when you are finished, you will have something that looks like this. Let's go to the next recipe. No, all that I'm saying is that it has to be done. What do you mean you don't know who you're talking to? This is Steve in Product Marketing and Management. No. Okay. Listen, if we don't have the merchandise out by New Year's, how are people supposed to have a happy 2021? You know, if they don't have the merchandise, how is it supposed to be a worthwhile year? It's going to be 2020 all over again. Do you want that? Huh, Joe? You know, Joe? Have it out by New Year's so we can release it at the end of the video that we are going to have it out by New Year's, or have a new job. Hey, you understand? Get off my set! I gotta go. Yes, sir! Steve. So, the next recipe that we've got going on is going to be a Fiesta Dip. So, what are you guys gonna need for that? Let me tell you. So, we have sour cream, cream cheese, shredded cheese, and Ortega taco sauce. So what we're going to start out with, and this is, I'm going to tell you guys already that, like I said, the person that's going to be eating all of this stuff, maybe I didn't say that, is going to be me. So we're going to make smaller amounts just so I'm not going to gain more weight than I have during quarantine. But we're going to have enough Fiesta Dip that we're going to fill up this plate. So what are we going to start with? We're going to start with the sour cream, and you guys are going to want to have a mixing bowl and a mixer ready. So I'm just going to kind of just get this a little bit kind of chopped up. You know, some people like the sour cream with the juice on top. I do not. So we're going to go ahead and add in just about, you know, let's say a little bit of this. No, maybe I take that back. We're not going to put that much in. The next thing is that we're going to add an equal part of the cream cheese. So I'm going to wash off my spatula real quick. We're going to add an equal part of the cream cheese, and then we're going to mix it up. So I'll be right back. I'm back. Alrighty guys, so like I said, equal parts of the cream cheese. So if I can do this without having that fling everywhere. Have that, a little bit more of that. All right, so it's just the two things in there. Obviously what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix that up. All right guys, so after further deliberation, I'm gonna actually, I put all the stuff back into the mixing bowl. We're gonna mix it up just a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the perfect chef all the time. Sometimes I mix up consistencies and whatnot like that, and that's the case today. So I humbly admit my mistakes, and we're gonna remix it. I added a little bit more sour cream just so the cream cheese was less, like the amount of it in a total was less. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna mix it up, and yeah, see you guys in a second. Alrighty, so after a lot more mixing than what I was planning on, we finally met a consistency. It still has a little bit of the roughness, but that's all right, because you know you can't get out everything. But it's definitely a lot smoother, and that's what we're really looking for. So we're gonna take the spatula, we're just gonna kind of pull this out of here, and we're gonna try and flatten this out on the plate, make it look nice. You can do it, if you do it in a larger quantity, you can actually end up putting it on a cookie sheet, and that'll be big enough. Helps just give you guys more space, because you want the dip to actually be fairly thin, and so we might actually take some of this out and put that back in here, just so it's a little bit thinned out. Alright, so now that we have that out, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the taco sauce, and we're going to just pour this on here and just kind of go in sort of just little runs of it, back and forth, just to kind of, you know, put an even layer of the taco sauce on, cap that. And next we're just going to kind of smooth that out, just so it's covered the whole surface. That's the biggest thing, is just covering the surface. And thankfully this part is going to be all covered by cheese, so if it doesn't look the best, that's all right, because cheese. Okay, so now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and actually I'm going to throw that in there, and we're going to grab our bag of sharp, finely cheddar cheese. Yeah, mild cheddar cheese. You can use whatever you want, sharp, mild, doesn't really matter. But you're just going to take this out, and you're just going to cover that up. Just probably get that out of the way. And you're just going to pretty much put a nice even layer of that over the sauce. And this is a Fiesta Dip that is great with tortilla chips. Tastes amazing, and that's what it looks like. So we're gonna go ahead and snap to the next recipe, which will be our final one. It has a bonus recipe in there that won't be posted in the description, so you guys want to stay tuned to see that. It's delicious. Yeah, so alrighty folks, so we are at the final recipe of the video with an additional side recipe at the end. So what are we making, Kendall? We are making stuffed mushrooms. So we have our mushrooms right here. I've already washed these two off. What you're gonna do for this is you're gonna take a mushroom, obviously you wanna make sure it's good, and you're gonna twist the stem out of it. So you're gonna kind of you wanna make sure, part of the side recipe, save the stems, and we're just gonna put those off for later. So we're gonna set this over here, we're gonna set the other mushroom over there. We're gonna grab a butter knife and a bowl. This is one that we can mix in, because it's just like a Melmac, I believe is the actual thing, because it was the name of Alf's Planet. That's the way that I remember that. But we're gonna take this, about 1/4 cup of cream cheese. If you use about a half, so for the secret recipe, I'll kind of do that consecutively. What you're gonna do is you're gonna actually be putting the mushroom stems, the cream cheese, and then you can dice up some onions. Actually, you want to kind of do slivers of onions, you know what I mean? So thin long pieces rather than like square pieces. And then you'll throw together this mixture. It's going to be like a cream cheese, and chives. And you'll throw that into a pot, and you'll just let that cook for a little bit, and it'll turn into some of the best creamy mushrooms. Like kind of a mush, I mean, it's not a saute, but it's just good, you know what I mean? That's, okay, I won't lie, that's the side recipe right there. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this cream cheese, like I said, this is about 1/4 of a package of cream cheese. To do about half of a package is gonna get you a full package of mushrooms and the creamy mushrooms for that additional piece. So we're gonna set that over there. We're gonna add some cream cheese, or some shredded cheese. So much cheese. And that is plenty, so just, you know what I mean, just enough to mix in there. And then one of the other things that I'm not even gonna bother with putting that up, is chopped chives. Huge favorite of mine. It adds such a good flavor to stuff. And it's such a simple additive that, you know, you can throw it in there and it does its thing. So we're just gonna do that. And then to make things simpler, we're gonna just do a 1 beater mixer right here. And we're just gonna mix this all up. Yeah. Good. Okay, 2020 is almost over. It's almost over. It's almost over. I'm gonna grab a better bowl to mix that in, so we'll get to that. Alrighty, folks. A bowl with sides. A bowl with sides. We got all that mixed up. So we are at the end of the recipe. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the mushrooms. We're gonna take a pinch of this stuff. I'll just call it the mixture for short. And we're just gonna fill the mushroom with it. It's literally all you're doing is stuffing the mushroom with that. And then you set that off to the side. You grab the next mushroom, and you will you'll just stuff that too. You know, it's a really simple recipe, but this is by far one of my favorite party snacks ever. And then, so you're gonna ask, what do we do next? Do we just eat those raw? Heck no, that's disgusting. What you're gonna do is you're gonna throw these bad boys on a cookie sheet into the oven at 350. I would say give it about 10-ish minutes or so, maybe 15. But the real teller that you guys, I mean, that's the tough thing about baking, is that there's no real, like, you can't just put a time limit and be like, oh yeah, this much time. You gotta watch it, you know what I mean? So what you guys are gonna be watching for is on the cookie sheet, you're gonna see like a little bit of like the oils and stuff like that from the mushroom, from the mixtures. That's gonna kind of like seep out, and then you're gonna see the cheese. The cheese is gonna be the big indicator that it's like, you know, the cream cheese itself will be like kind of like not soupy, but it'll be like you know, like it's warm, you know what I mean? And then the actual shredded cheese inside of the mixture is going to be melty, and you'll obviously see that, and that's when you know that they're ready to eat. So that's what you guys are going to be going to want to do. I'm going to set all this stuff off to the side so I can finish this recipe later, and then stay tuned because we have a huge announcement. Thank you, Steve. So yeah, we're going to get there right now. So. That clapper's broken. Alright guys, I apologize. The last video that we did, the last ending, I just felt like it wasn't clunky, so we cut it out. And actually I have my laptop right here about ready to start the editing process. But I wanted to re-record this so I could just get down to the point. What's this big announcement? What's going to happen in the future? What are you guys like? What have I been waiting for to tell you guys? What have I been hinting at? Let me tell you this. We have gone through a painstaking process to bring you this drop. KDTI is having their first clothing line drop on January 1st at midnight. What does that mean? So we have this shirt along with 3 other shirts and 2 other crew necks, 2 sweatshirts, so 8 items in total, and potentially a 9th mystery item if it comes in on time. But we have went through a painstaking process of going through all the materials, different t-shirt and clothing manufacturers, different processes and which the actual designs take place, all the designing, everything. There's been a lot of time and effort that's going into this, and so I'm really excited to announce that we are finally going to go live with that. So what's going to happen with this, if you guys go to www.kdtiproductions.com, that's my website. If you guys go to KDTI Productions, you go to the menu, which if you're on your phone, it's going to be on, gosh dang it. Try that again. If you guys go to the top left-hand corner, there's 2 lines. You're going to click that, and it's going to say drops. It's going to be the 3rd item down. Now, you guys might have, if you've already been to the website and you kind of browsed around a little bit, you might have seen that, and you get the message, the drop has not commenced yet. Keep an eye out always. Well, guys, the drop is going to commence. And if you're seeing this video before New Year's Eve, I will likely put a timer on if I'm able to. leading up to the drop. But what does that mean? What's going to happen? So we're going to put those items, 8 items for sale, and they're going to be for sale from January 1st to January 7th at 11:59 p.m. January 1st being at midnight, so you know what I mean, the 1st of January to the end of the 7th. And those items are going to be for sale. They're going to be at a lower profit margin for me, but I wanted to give everyone a chance to, you know what I mean, to get a good deal on them, to ring in 2020, be able to get some clothing. If you guys are looking for a good reason to get a new shirt or a new sweatshirt or a new crew neck or whatever, for whatever reason, that's a really great idea to do so. I'll just tell you, if your spouse or your parents or whoever asked you, why are you doing this, just tell them that Kendall said it was a great idea, because he did. But anyway, we're going to have those for sale. After the 7th, we're going to fulfill all the orders. We're going to get all the t-shirts made to order. Everything's going to be hand done, make sure that it goes through, it's going to be done safely, and we're going to get those shipped out. And then once every order is fulfilled, we're going to reopen the site at a later date. The profit margins are going to be a little bit higher, so the prices will be obviously a little bit higher. And you know, that's just, you guys, if you want to get a good deal on it, you do it then. And then we're going to go back, like we're going to go to normal prices that you'll see on the store. So why do we have this drop going on? What are we paying for? Let me tell you, you're not paying for a yacht trip to the Bahamas, although that would be really, really nice right now. You're actually helping me pay for the office. So we've talked about the office in a bunch of videos, and we're still in the process of it. We've finally gotten all of the plans. So if you think of it like a mountain, you get all the plans set up and then you execute them. We finally have all the plans set up. We know exactly how everything's going to be done to a T, and it's all, I'm not going to lie, we're looking at like a couple $1,000s. So doing the drop just helps me be able to pay for that. I work another job, so a lot of that money goes into the office too. But it's just one of those things that it also looks good on my tax returns to be able to show that I've made some money for the Iowa Department of Revenue. But anyway, so you know, I'm excited. You know, I really am. You know, in the previous recording, I talked about how 2020 was bad, and it was. You know, there was a lot of ups, there was a lot of downs, You lost some people, we gained some things. It was a tough year. It was a crazy year. But the more that I reflect on it, I find myself getting caught up in, you know, sometimes we can't control the circumstances that we're in. Sometimes we don't get the opportunity to do so, but we can control little things. We can do little things that can be the light in our day, that are going to make our day, that are going to make us want to get up in the morning and get stuff done. And even, you know, even some days you don't have that, and you just have to be content with that. You know, I think we all learned a lot about ourselves in these past couple months, in this past year. I don't want to be caught reminiscing. I don't want to spend time on the past that's already been, which is, it's important to analyze things and to figure things out. But I also want to be focused on where we're going to go forward. Normally, I don't like to tell what people, like what I've been working on, until it's out. Just, you know, it's less of an accountability thing, and it's more of a, I just don't want to disappoint people. But I'm not going to lie, I have a couple scripts that I've been writing, and hopefully, God willing, in 2021, I'll be in production on my first mid-format film. Mid-length, that would be the best way to describe it. So it'll be a film that's hopefully ranging in between 30 to 50 minutes. I'm really excited. It's something that I've been working on painstakingly. But I'm okay with announcing that, because I really think that we can begin production on that in the end of the year. We have to look at how things are going then, you know what I mean? Because, you know, at the beginning of January is a totally different story than December. So, I'm really excited for the future, guys. If you guys have any questions about what we do here, if you have any questions at all, you know, just reach out to me. I think that's the best thing. Is I'm a very I like to talk to people. I like to kind of, you know, I want to be open about things. So if you guys are buying a t-shirt or a sweatshirt and you want to know more about us, feel free to go to the contact page on the website and shoot me an email, and that'll go right to my email, and I'll send you an email back. shoot me a DM on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. I've been thinking about this a lot, but why do I make videos? Why do we do what we do? It's honestly because we like to. You know what I mean? This is our love. This is our passion. And so when it comes down to it, I want people to be inspired by it. I want people to look at that and say, wow, like that's pretty awesome. I think there's a lot of companies and whatnot that I look up to, and a lot of the time I just brag to people about it because they're pretty freaking awesome. And I want to be that company myself. I want to be able to, I don't want to be braggy, but I want to be able to brag about how awesome we are and how cool it is to be able to do something that you love. And so it's a slow process, it's a painstaking process, but yeah. And if you guys have any more questions about what's going down with the office or whatever, I'll go ahead and tell you. The first thing that we're going to be doing with the office, just so you know, is we're going to be setting up the entire podcasting setup. So that is the first multi-$1,000 setup that we've got going on. It's taken a lot of time to figure out all the equipment that we need, all the measures, line up some dope podcasting desks, everything like that. Huge shout out to my brother-in-law, Hunter Kelderman, for helping me. I mean, the dude is a wizard behind AutoCAD and Autodesk and all those other building programs that I tried to do, and it was like Microsoft Paint looking stuff. I mean, it's been a process, but we're finally at the point that we can start investing in all the equipment. We can get everything lined up and done, and so that's what we're gonna do. I know I've said hopefully was in it by December and the end of November, but here we are, we're still working on it. But anyway, guys, I really hope if you guys, it would mean the world to me if you guys at least checked out the clothing drop once it goes live. If you guys buy something, that means even more to me. And I'm gonna make sure that you guys get your order, that you order fulfilled, everything up to the standard, to the T. And if we're at fault in anything, I'm gonna make sure that we fix it for you guys, because you guys are value to me. Like, you guys, I'm just thankful for you. Anyone that's watched the video up to this point, I'm just really thankful. So I wish you guys the best in 2021. God bless you guys, and have a great rest of the night. Enjoy the snacks if you guys made some, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Until then, peace.